They tried to play us, but we made the game. Offend these haters, turn their shade to shame.
Believe you me.
Stick with the name that pays. Big Daddy everything. And they thought I was dumb to rap, but how dumb is that when I'm the running back? Gut punch you in front of you at eye level, see if you gon' stomach that. It's food for thought, but we don't feed them hoes, we don't need them hoes. Eloquent, Big Daddy elephant, just in their element. Intelligence, telling men something they can tell a friend. And
Our Momentum Elephants, what's up? It's good to see y'all again. We're back. We're back in the podcast frame. Definitely happen to be here. And I've got my boy Jeff. Jeff, you want to say what's up to the people?
Yes, sir. Solo, what's up, brother? People, what's up? Hey, Solo, I want to talk to the future real quick.
All
right. So for the 120,000 people watching this video in the future, this was made. Look at the date of the video. This was in the past. I appreciate you showing up. And even though this video was done way before you got here, what we're going to talk about still holds true. So welcome. This is the Big Daddy Energy Podcast. It's been that way the whole time for you future folks. And this is where we talk about man things. Right?
That's cool. I'd like to take this time to say, what's up, Solo? Look at you. You knew that you were going to do this, didn't you? You was going to look a different way. Look at how dumb you look right there.
Hey, Solo, your hair has grown since this video. Look at this.
I was just starting.
Oh, man.
And then everybody else, what's up? See, we told you that we were just kind of churning, just trying to kind of get our things going.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after a while, it took off. So,
yeah.
All right. That was cool, Jeff, that you did that.
Yeah, right on, brother.
So let's go back to a blast from the past. Here we are.
That's the rewind.
That's good, man. Talking to men, huh, Jeff? Just talking to them.
Yes, sir.
The reason that we're talking to y'all today, of course, we talk about everything about men and manhood and all these kind of things. And I saw our Momentum Elephantes to say herd of elephants. And I believe we're talking to the toughest men,
Mm-hmm.
And but the reason why we're here is we wanted to talk to you guys about what you believe. A lot of people say they believe a lot of things. They just, man, I believe, I think this, I think that. Oh, pardon the thumbnail that y'all have seen. May have not seen. Everyone's not a Golden State Warriors fan, Jeff, right?
Oh, yeah. But everybody that is a fan of the NBA,
yes, sir.
They're all fans of the same NBA that the Golden State Warriors won. They won the NBA.
Yes, sir. They won the NBA. And yeah, that's right. So everybody has to at least deal with that part for the time being. 2022, the Golden State Warriors, I feel like I won with them, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do, man. I'm still like kind of
rocking with them, man. You've been rocking with them,
man.
too.
I've been rocking with them for a while, Jeff, right?
Yeah.
I got videos of me and Dot. He's,
I remember that. Remember that, man. Yeah.
You see what Dot looked like way back then? It was a long time ago.
That's half of Dot. That's 0.5. That's not a full dot. That's only 0.5, brother.
Yes, sir. It's proof, man. I've been doing this for a while, man.
Yeah.
Why are they even a part of this if it has something to do with belief? Well, brother, they had a team before I was a fan of them. Before I was a fan of the actual team, the ownership was different, but they were still going by the same name, Golden State Warriors, and their mantra was "We believe."
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was their mantra, and they were these guys had Baron Davis. Listen, a lot of the people I'm going to name you haven't heard of because they were not huge stars. They were not superstars. Baron Davis, Monte Ellis. Um, what's this guy's name? He's getting famous now because he has a podcast with Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes and Stack. What's Stack's name? Steven Jackson. All right, so there were these guys, man. Those aren't. That's not LeBron James. Did I say anybody that you're like, oh yeah, I got it? I know somebody has his jersey. No, none of them, right?
No, I haven't heard any of these people prior to this. I'm not a sports guy, guys.
Well, even sports guys wouldn't know a lot of these guys, Jeff.
Okay.
I'm saying, but the team was called We Believe. And
that's cool, man.
No, they were fighters, Jeff. They were fighters. But then they had a guy named Stephen Curry come in, and he wasn't the first number one pick. He didn't go to a big school, but he came from a school called Davidson, and he kind of took the starting point guard's spot. Kind of took a spot. They got rid of him.
Okay.
And then new ownership came in, and they got rid of the coach.
Okay.
And then they drafted some players. Klay Thompson, they started Splash Brothers, and then they had Draymond Green after that. And they just they built this team, brother. And the fan base from We Believe, they used to have to watch their team suck. These were guys in Oakland, San Francisco, from the Bay Area, Golden State, it's the Bay Area. And they were the ones who used to chant "We Believe," brother. But the team sucked. But now they got Steph, they got Klay, and their team started to do really well.
Yeah.
All right. They would call me a bandwagon person because I came around 2015. It was before they won, but still.
Yeah, you weren't part of the crowd that was chanting "We Believe."
I wasn't part of it.
I got you. Yeah.
Right? And mainly because I'm not from there, and they didn't really stick out to me, but I remember them.
Yeah.
They were a feisty team, brother. They were feisty, but I believe back then, maybe 14. I think I was into the Rockets. I think so.
Yeah.
Houston, because that's where I'm from.
That's where you're from, yeah.
And so, anyhow, fast forward until when they started winning championships, and I used to watch the way they would interact. I would watch the way they would move the ball, brother. The coach that they picked up had never coached before.
Okay.
He's now has the best percentage. Brother, watch this, man. Let me tell you the coach that they hired. They didn't hire a coach that was used to losing. Like, when you start coaching, you kind of go through your bumps, ups and downs. One day,
Yeah.
They didn't look for a coach that was going through that. They hired a coach that had never coached before. But he played with Michael Jordan under probably the most winningest coach, Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson won all them championships with the Bulls, and then he won them championships with the Lakers.
Man.
He won 6 championships with the Bulls, and Phil Jackson won 5 championships with the Lakers. He has 11 rings, and then he himself won as a player. All right,
he's got 12 rings.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
Okay, right, so you got that right. So then Steve Kerr, after he played for that coach and played with Michael Jordan, went to go play with Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. Under that coach, Greg Popovich.
Brother, I'm seeing the combination here.
You get it?
Because I know enough to know that the Spurs, they were phenomenal, brother. With Tim Duncan?
Yes, sir.
Fundamental basketball, the best. They were the best at it, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So 2 of the best coaches
man,
the NBA has seen, and some of the best players, right, that the NBA has seen. Now, this coach has the best 3-point percentage in the history of the NBA. Okay, he was a shooter. He was a clutch shooter. 3-pointers. He's gonna coach the best shooter
currently.
Brother.
I
What
see,
type
yeah.
of? Do you see the equation? You just put these things together and you say, no,
Yeah. You will, as if you're a fan of basketball, you have to look at that and say, I'm going over here. While this is going on, I'm going to be a fan of this part.
Absolutely.
Because you love basketball, bro. It's not like you love the Rockets. You love basketball.
No, I love basketball.
Yeah.
I love basketball. And I also love strategy, brother. And the way that these people strategize things. They have wonderful role players. Just you got players who, if they were on other teams, they would be much different.
Yeah.
They would be much different. And the outcome would be much different. So I don't want to bore everybody with Golden State Warriors and all that. What I'm trying to get at is they, from the very beginning, from the owners, they were part owners of the Boston Celtics because they're from the Boston area.
Okay.
They're just tech owners, so they became billionaires and then decided they want to own their own team. All right. So whether I don't know how close they are to Silicon Valley, this thing they want, they got Golden State Warriors. Now, they have been saying that they want to be a certain type of organization. They want to win as many or be like the Celtics. The Celtics, I think, has 18 championships. The Lakers have 18 championships as an organization. So now, after this year's NBA Finals, they have the third most winningest organization. They just bought it in like 2015. They also have the highest salary in all of the NBA. They pay the most to their players.
Oh, man.
Because if you're an owner and you say that you want to have the best team,
you got to pay them the best.
If you don't pay the best, you're lying. If you don't pay the best, you kind of see where this is going.
I see where it's going.
There's a guy on that team. His name is man. I don't know where to start, brother. Should I start with the best person on the team or the number 1 guy or the number 15 guy?
Start with the last. Let the last be first.
We'll start. Okay, the last should be first. I'll start with his name's Gary Payton, brother. You've heard of that name. Well, Gary Payton is the son. So he's Gary Payton II. Is the son of Gary Payton, who came up while we were growing up. He was playing while we were growing up, and he's not as good as his dad. You know what I'm saying? But he's worked and worked and worked. He went to the G League. He was on 5 different G League teams, which is the developmental league. And he should have been in the NBA a long time ago. He was on the NBA team for a little while. They gave him little glimpses of playing time, and he just couldn't make it, brother. You know what I'm saying? I think he's 26 now, 25, 26 years old. And he finally got a shot. And he was the last person to get on the team, 15th spot.
Okay.
And he probably outplayed all but 4 people this year.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And he's finally going to get an NBA contract next year. They're going to say, here's a multiple year contract.
That's what's up, man.
He happens to live in Oakland, the Bay Area.
Okay.
You see. Usually when he gets cut from a team, he'll go back home. I think go back home to Oregon or wherever he would go back home to, but he would go back home and just work. But this particular year, he stayed with the Warriors, and he said he tried to become a video guy for their team just so he could stay at the facility and work. He did that, Jeff. And he outplayed all but 4 people on the championship team, bro. You can't That's impossible unless what, Jeff?
Yeah, unless you believe, man.
Unless you believe.
Well, all the stuff that he did sounds like he believed.
Those are the things. He's showing you he believes, right?
Yeah.
He's proving that he believes. So that's him. Let's see. Let me pick somebody in the middle somewhere. All right, let's use Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney, he's 6'9", Jeff. He's 6'9".
Yeah, that's pretty tall.
It's pretty tall, right?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever personally met someone that's 6'9".
Yeah, I play basketball. So.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But he's 6'9". The players he had to guard were 7 foot, 7'1", so on and so forth.
That is insanely tall, brother. That's
so he's not that tall then, right?
No, he's. Why does he feel like David? He's 6'9". Why does he feel like David?
I don't know, but he had to battle against these guys, brother.
Yeah.
And he set a record for himself and grabbed 22 rebounds. Now, just to put that into perspective, 22 rebounds is usually broken down into about 3 or 4 games.
Right. Okay. So he did this in
one.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
No, he did this in one night.
Like his average.
So
after that night that he got all the ones, they averaged out, and it came out to that per night.
No, you can't average 22 rebounds because that would mean you do it like every night.
Okay.
He did it one particular night in the playoffs, which is very difficult to do. But the reason I bring him up, brother, is because Kevon Looney, to start his career, had 2 hip surgeries. Do you know what happens when you have 1 hip surgery? You cannot play professional sports.
Well, sir.
He had also another one.
Both hips? Both sides?
Both hips, brother. How do you play against fresh hipped people if you have 2 hip surgeries, brother?
That's incredible, man.
He played 82 games. He played every single game this year. If you name, there was only 5 other players that played every single game in the season. But he played every single game in the season and then played every single game in the playoffs. That was over 100 games that he played with false hips.
That's incredible, brother. That's incredible.
How is it possible to do that, brother, and still be able to be a contribution? Has to be because
you believe. It's got to be.
You proved it, right?
It has to be, brother. Mind over matter. It's got to be.
He's been on that team for 4 or 5, maybe 6, 5 or 6 years. He's never been late once to anything ever.
Wow.
Okay. This is stuff they tell us, brother. This is why this is my favorite team, Jeff. Kevon Looney, you probably never hear about him again. All right, let's look at some of the people that. Okay, let's do Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins was the number 1 pick. He was the number 1 pick in the, I don't know, maybe 2012. He hadn't been in the NBA that long, so maybe 2013 or 14 draft. He went and played for Minnesota. Didn't seem like it was going too good, so Minnesota said, I'll just kind of throw him away because
it's not working out. Yeah,
it's not working out. He's not that. I guess he's not that good. They said, he's lazy. He doesn't play defense. He doesn't always try on offense. He was responsible for holding the best player on every team, and he was the second best player in the playoffs for the Golden State Warriors. Also won an All-Star this year. So this is his number is 22. This year is 2022. he won a championship this year, 22, and he became an All-Star for the first time this year. All-Star starter this year, 22. The Golden State Warriors took him because they believed, brother.
They believed in him.
And
Okay.
he did such a good job because he finally I believe, brother. You can see it in his work ethic. You can see how serious he got. People believed in him, and he embraced the way that people believed in him, brother. It changed it. You know what I'm saying? He started playing completely different because he finally believed. Draymond Green would say that they were going to win a championship, and that seemed like it was going to be a funny thing, but he had his lines already memorized of what he was going to say.
He did believe, yeah.
He did believe. And the list goes on, brother. Obviously, I could talk about Steph Curry and the rest of the team, but they have put in work because they believe. There's another name, Jordan Poole. I'm sure you're going to hear more of. Klay Thompson was never supposed to get back to the NBA and play on this level, but obviously he did. After he had two career-ending injuries. Career-ending.
Damn, man. One injured career. You end up with a second one?
Yes, sir. And he came back and he had some impact on the NBA. He's not quite yet how he used to be, but he's good enough to play in the playoffs and finals. So ultimately, the only reason I know that they believe what they say they believe is because I see them do the things that they do. Hey, Jeff, man, brother, I don't know, man. Would you go to work if you didn't believe that your job would pay you?
Oh, no, sir.
No. Oh, so you believe that your job's going to pay you?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise,
not an ounce of work, brother. Not even a gram of work out of me, brother. None. Nope.
Yeah.
Nada, brother. Wouldn't even answer the phone.
Well, talk to these guys, brother, because I'm sure. Let me just say it like this: I'm sure they are saying, "I believe that one day I'm going to be a millionaire. I just believe one day I'm going to be a millionaire." Or they may say, "Man, I believe that, I believe I'm going to get married, and she's just going to be the one. She's going to."
Yeah.
You want to talk to these guys, brother, a little bit?
Yeah, brother. Yeah, So, I appreciate those stats, brother, on those guys, man. Let me say this before I start, brother. When I hear stories about these kind of guys, about people overcoming stuff,
yes, sir.
Brother, when I was younger, it made me feel good, or it made me feel hopeful. Now that I'm older and I have some more understanding, it just reminds me that anything can be done, which is going to lead into belief. So the word belief, essentially, the way we understand it, the way we mean to say it today, it means to essentially be persuaded that something is true, or that something someone is saying is true. That's what it means. I believe that all the stats that Sola just said about those guys are true. I believe that that's the case.
Okay.
I'm persuaded that what he said is true because I know how much he loves the team, how much he loves the sport, and how much he pays attention to all of it. I'm persuaded. You've persuaded me. Sola, I believe you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Gotcha.
That's what it means to believe. Historically, the word belief, the root of that word comes from leaf, Leif. You've probably seen this word in Viking names like Leif Erikson, right? Something like that. That word means the heir of, son of, or the love of. And so if someone's name was Leif Erikson, right, that means he was the son of the son of Eric. That's what that means. Leif Erikson. So his grandfather was Eric, his father
Okay.
was Erikson, and he was Leif Erikson.
Got you.
Right? And he was probably the favorite child, the one that was most like Erikson, who was the son of Eric. So that's the root of it, Leif, right? Essentially, I think what people mean when they say that they believe something today. We know that what we're trying to say when we say belief and we mean belief, we're trying to say that we've been persuaded that something is true. I think what a lot of people are saying when they say they believe something now is that they feel like what they've heard could be true, or that it makes them feel good that it's possible. And when something makes you feel good, that doesn't really produce a desire for action, right? Something to feel good.
Right.
Fellas, this is why no matter how many times your girlfriend can ask you to stop doing something, as good as she makes you feel, you'll have a hard time with it, because feeling good doesn't really produce the required desire to actually make a difference or make a change or do something about anything. What does produce that is to be convinced that something is true, right? And so, like, for example, if we were about to walk into the store and I was able to convince everyone around us that if we go into this store, we're all going to get sick and we're going to get put in the hospital because there's an outbreak inside the store, right? And if I was able to convince everyone that that was true, nobody would go into the store, right?
Right.
That's what belief means. I've convinced them that what I'm saying is true. And so because I've convinced them that what I'm saying is true, they will not do the thing, or they will go do the thing. And so, as Sola, as you're talking about these guys with the Golden State Warriors,
Yes, sir.
The champions, right?
Yep.
What you're talking about is guys that believed, they were convinced and they were persuaded that this thing would be true. Whether it has happened or not, it doesn't matter. That's the thing about belief, is that this could be past tense, present tense, or in the future, right? It only comes down to whether or not you've been persuaded. And so if you're not doing a very good job at your job, what's happened is you have not been persuaded that either you could do a good job or that doing a good job would benefit you. You're not persuaded. And so if it's because you don't think that you'll do a good job, you need to fix this. This is nonsense. Unless you can persuade us that you won't do a good job. Some people just suck. That's all, right? I'm not going to tell everybody that they don't suck, right? But if you know that you don't suck, then you need to believe that you don't suck. You need to persuade yourself that it's true that you do not suck. And then you need to go do something about this, or you don't believe it. You only feel good about it. And I think there's a fine line between this, Sola, is the way we feel when we hear stuff compared to actually being persuaded that it's true. And I'll give a good example. You could watch a sci-fi movie like Star Wars or something like that, right? And you go into the movie knowing all of this is not true, knowing none of this is true. This is all only a story, right? And you could be emotionally charged by something that's played out in front of you within the movie. Right. I remember watching when Han Solo was shot and killed in Star Wars. I've been a fan of Han Solo's.
Sorry to hear that, man.
It was sad, brother. I've been a fan of him since I was born. He was Han Solo before I was born.
Sorry for your loss.
I appreciate it, man. It was tough. But when Han Solo died, listen, brother, I felt emotional about it. Not a lot, but it was like, wow, it was a slow moving scene. It was an emotional thing. Listen, Han Solo is not a real person. Right? And he was shot with a laser gun. Those don't exist. And they did it on a different planet. None of this was true, brother. None of it was true, man.
Right.
But I was emotionally charged. And so this doesn't prompt me to do anything, but it's the way I feel. And so what's happening, I think a lot of guys are dealing with stuff that's fictional within their own minds, or within however their perspective is putting the world together around them. Most of it's fictional, and you get this feeling that feels good. But this does nothing for you. And so maybe you walk away with that feeling and you tell yourself, well, I believe this. And this happens when you talk to a lot of Christians. You ask them what they believe. They ask you, they tell you, oh, I believe in God. And they say, why? Why do you believe in God? Well, something happened to me one day. And it just feels like this and it feels like that. And I just know, and I just know. And it's like, none of that is belief. None of that is persuasion. You're not telling me that you've been persuaded that it's true. You're telling me how you feel about this thing. And then I suspect with most people that talk like this, if you were to watch their lives, you would see that they're not acting out what they said they feel, because it's just feeling. So belief is to be persuaded that something or what someone is saying is true. The root word of that is to recreate it, almost, is to be the secondary or the third of that thing. It's like an heir. So there's not much difference between the idea of an heir and love. These concepts are kind of the same. Etymology, within the history of etymology, they're kind of the same concept, right? And it's because when you love, when you believe, you produce. That's what a son is. A son is a production of love. You made love to the woman, and she produced a son. This is you see, guys, how this thing kind of goes hand in hand. So when you believe, you'll produce. That's what I got, brother.
This is good. So as you're giving me leaf, what's good, Craig says. When y'all gonna make another video? Oh man, you ready for another one already?
Already? We got to finish this one, Craig.
I think you talked about PDEs, like those. We made a couple videos.
Oh yeah. We could probably do one soon. We'll see.
I'm looking at some of the. I went to the etymology. I was looking at what you were saying, like and I got to care as well.
To care, yeah.
Right, to care or desire or love.
Mm-hmm.
Belief, to care, have a desire, to love, to hold dear. Confidence, trust. So how can you become a millionaire? Let's say I believe I'll be a millionaire by 50.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not an heir, right? No one loved you so much that they said here.
Yeah, and that are product of $1 million. So,
how persuaded are you that you're gonna be a millionaire? Oh, because there's so many millionaires in America, brother. There's a lot. There's a lot.
There's a lot, yeah.
There's a lot here in Texas. It's a lot of millionaires.
I think almost half of them are in Texas.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it at all, especially since Texas doesn't have state tax. Be a good idea.
Plenty of land to buy cheap.
Plenty of land, yeah. So I'm persuaded I'll be a millionaire. I'm persuaded I'll be a millionaire.
I care about becoming a millionaire.
I care about becoming a millionaire. I love the thought of me being a millionaire. Well, I don't know if that would be interchangeable with the things that when they say I believe I'll be a millionaire. Because they'll say it while there's might be smoking.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was smoking a cigarette, right? But just kind of smoking a cigarette. Then they flick it up like,
Yeah.
I believe I'll be a millionaire one day.
You just feel like it would be cool if you were a millionaire. That's it.
If y'all need some tough looking guys, let me know. Oh man.
Scrap. Look, let me know how much they're charging, and I'll let you know if we need. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
I just thought about my boy, Craig. Come on, man. I just thought... Now listen, obviously when we met him, brother, no one could have facial hair. You couldn't have it.
Nah, we couldn't do it. Nah. I
Do you
didn't have
remember?
this.
Do you remember how young he looked, brother? Didn't he look like he shouldn't even be here, bro?
He looked like he just left the cafeteria for school, brother. We probably all looked that way, though, brother. We might have all looked like that.
Maybe, man.
The scrap was young, man.
But he got some size on him, though. He was, he looked solid. So you got that. But we need some scars or something, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like face tats. We need people that have made poor choices not that long ago, brother.
Right.
You can't be like 2 years away from poor choices. You don't look tough anymore. You make good choices now.
Right.
Look at this hairdo.
But now we was there in the video, and we just got to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
How to make it work.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't say it so much, whether I believe this, and I believe that, and I believe this, I believe that. Because maybe we don't believe as much as we say that we believe. Not all that serious. Yeah, that's why I let it grow now. Yeah, let it. Yeah, there you go.
Word, brother.
Brother, we believe that we would do good with a podcast. Remember how we talked about that? Maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What did we do? What do you remember one of the first steps that we did? Before we even had a name or a title or whatever. You remember one of the first things we did?
I do, yeah. We downloaded a recorder app for a podcast. Remember that?
That's what we did, yeah.
And we started recording our conversation on the phone while we had it. Because guys, we did this very thing on the phone, man.
Yeah.
Saul and I would get on the phone and talk about the same way. It's pretty much the same thing.
Same stuff.
Etymology, all of that.
Yep. I believe one of the first episodes we did, it might even still be on Anchor, but we talked about 6ix9ine.
That's right. Yeah. 6ix9ine, yeah. Yep. That was like when he first got arrested.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
He started telling. He just started saying stuff. He just started telling
everybody what happened and stuff. Did a biography, man, an autobiography.
Yes, sir.
And everybody else biography.
Yeah, because we believed that wouldn't be too bad at podcasting, brother. And here we are, still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We also believe that men could benefit from it, and so here we are.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if I'm looking up, I see 4 by the, I guess, views.
Mm-hmm.
4 viewers.
So is that 2 people? 4 eyeballs?
It would have to be.
Or is that 4 people?
4 sets of eyeballs.
4 sets of eyeballs. Because the picture's 1 eyeball, right?
It's 1 eyeball.
Okay.
It's crazy how we were all in that place and how some are good, dead, or back in the air. There's some.
It's a trip, man. Yeah.
It is a trip. I'm glad I met y'all though. Because could you imagine? We just never would have met. You know what I'm saying? We just never would have met. And because we probably would trade not going to that place to not meet each other. So it's a good thing that we actually did meet each other.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's actually a good thing. You never know what life is going to deal you. You never know, man.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why we do this, brother. We want people to enjoy their lives and have a longer life. Talk to people, let everybody know that hey, hey, life can be good, man. Yeah. You know, whether you're with a woman, life can be good. It doesn't matter. You can still have a good life. Whether you have your kids or you can't get your kids, that life can be good. You know, that you can enjoy life. Whether you have a lot of money or not yet.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Jeff?
Absolutely, brother. Yeah, one of the things that we believe is that if we knew better, we would have done better. And so if y'all know better, y'all would do better.
And we believe that, right?
Believe that, man. because looking back, I can look at things that I believed when I was a youngster, and I remember some of the ideas. In fact, I'll put one out since it's more than 7 years. When I first got my first bag of weed, marijuana, I got a really good deal on it. I think I paid $10 and I got like $30 worth of weed, something like that.
Right.
I said, I'm about to sell this and make 25, 30 bucks and then go buy my $10 bag that I initially wanted to buy. I did that and I did it in like an hour, right? Because everybody I know smokes weed. It's super easy. Hey, I want to buy some weed. All right, bet. Gave it to them, put them in their hand. Open your hand. There you go. And then I went and bought another dime bag and I got the same size bag for $10. And I was like, is it like this every time? And he was like, every time it's going to be like this. I said, oh man, brother, within 10 minutes, I believed that I would become a wealthy man.
Yes, sir.
I believed it, brother. I believed that I would get rich off of this little water hole I found, brother. And so I said, well, what can I get for 20? And he showed me and I was like, what? What can I get for 50? What can I get for 100? And that kept going, brother, until I had like $300-400. You know what I'm saying? And then I got this big old thing and me and my friends are trying to divvy it up. Brother, we believed that we were going to get very, very rich. Brother, we talked about all the different things we were going to do, how we were going to work it. We are going to drop it off in the bathroom and go this way. We got to go hit the dudes that wear the pink shirts with the collars popped. You know, the white guys, because they overpay for weed like crazy. Right. And we believed this, man, and we went full force, brother. We were in high school, and we believed it. It never happened. I never got rich off of that. I don't even know what happened to that guy. He just disappeared one day, brother. Now that I'm older, he probably got locked up. I don't know.
He probably did get locked up.
Yeah, one day he just quit answering the phone, and his car was out front, but he was never home. And that was it. That was the end of our. That's the end of our. It was like 8 months. We had like an 8-month push where we made, a couple $100 a day. Man, it was nice. But we believed we were going to get very rich. And so now that I'm older, brother, I'm saying this because I've believed all kinds of stuff, man. But when I believed in something, I always did something about it, whether it was foolishness or whether it was smart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
So here we are because we believe, man. If you knew better, you would do better. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? It's just backpacking, piggybacking off of that, brother. Believing. Sometimes you can not believe, and then that keeps you stagnant, or you can be stagnant and not believe. Like you could be shrunken into this place because people tell you things and you rather hold on to that. So it's not even so much that it's unbelief, it's that you believe all the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
Someone says, bro, you tripping, man. Ain't nobody ever done that. You finna go try to do what, bro? Okay, tell me who you know that's ever done that before. Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Right. And so you don't believe. It's not just unbelief. You actually believe what somebody else is saying. Do you love that? You love what he just said?
You've been persuaded.
Persuaded.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard for me to believe that I can't do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very difficult. There's things that I've tried to lift, Jeff, because I really believe that I could lift it, and I would, because that's all I ever known, brother, is that I can lift. I can lift it.
Yeah, brother. I've seen the laws of physics wrestle with you, brother, to try to persuade you of something.
Yes, sir.
And it takes a lot for the laws of physics to persuade you of something.
It does take a lot. I think I don't remember where we were at, brother. But it was at a job site with millwrights or something. Something was more heavy that I could actually pick up.
Yeah. I think I remember that.
Yep. And I tried more than once and more than twice and more than 3 times. Yeah. I did try.
Yeah.
Because I remember only believing that I can pick up anything that I see.
Yeah.
I only believe that. That's all I believe is if I could see it, okay. I can actually envision myself picking it up. And what has happened there has happened sometimes, brother, that for whatever reason, I just ran out of time. Jeff,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I ran out of time. I didn't have enough time to pick it up. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how I see things, brother.
Yeah.
Do I believe I'm the strongest man in the world? I don't know. I guess. Jeff, I guess I
Yeah.
think so, brother. I don't know.
Nah, but brother, look how this helps you get things done. Because you could probably rattle off like on your hand, right? How many times you were proven wrong.
Yes, sir.
So that means you've been effectively picking shit up your entire life, brother.
Pick it up, Jeff.
And then put it back down or maybe move it around.
Yes, sir.
Right. So a couple of times it's not worked out, but all the other times it has. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't mean to cut you off, brother, but
no, you got it. You got it.
You know, that's the effectiveness of belief. My dad taught me when I was younger, if you can stand close enough to touch it and see the whole thing without moving your head, then you can pick it up. That's how you decide whether or not you can pick something up.
Did he tell you that?
Yeah. He told me that. And he said, now this isn't always going to work because you also have to account for how high it is. So if that's true and you can't pick it up, then you need to see, is it higher than your waist? If it's higher than your waist, but you can see it without moving your head and touch it, you're not going to be able to pick it up. So it's got to be lower than your waist, close enough for you to touch it, and see the whole thing without moving your head. You should be able to pick that
up. So even an anvil, brother, you should be able to pick up?
You should be able to pick it up. You should be able to get your ass down there and move it.
An anvil?
Move it.
Wow.
Yeah, brother.
I like it, brother. I like it.
You know, you should. But as silly as it sounds, brother, it's like, nah, man, like you can name off a couple things, right? But when you get to like 6 things, brother, you'll start running out of stuff that you can't pick up.
Yeah.
That's out of what? 1 million things? Okay, so there's 1 million things you can pick up and there's 6 you can't. You'll never get to that. Those are good numbers, right?
That's not bad, yeah.
Oh, those are great numbers. And you won't get to those numbers unless you believe something absurd. You know what I'm saying? Something as absurd as that.
Absolutely.
You feel me? So
absolutely. Does that make me any stronger than other people? I don't know, man. Jeff, I don't know. I'm not thinking about other people when I think like this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not. I'm just thinking about this is something I can control, whether I believe or I don't believe. I can control that. And let me show you. I can get to it. I get right to it. I've always believed that all girls like me, Jeff. I really believe that. All of them. Now, the ones that are off limits, it's just good. They're off limits. It doesn't matter. But I've never thought any differently, brother. I've had even my cousins, brother. I say, well, we're cousins, but it's too bad. I know
yeah.
I know y'all all like me. Y'all all like me. Just because this is my life, Jeff. I only live once, man.
Yeah.
And who knows, brother? There might be 900,000 women that you couldn't pay to. There might be, brother. I don't know. I'll never know. I'll say, okay, you want to bet? I would say you want to bet.
Yeah.
I would bet money. No, you don't. I can find 900,000 women. No, you can't.
You can't find that many. I feel you, brother. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you believe so, and so how would I show that belief? I would, I got in trouble for this a lot, brother. I would go and prove. I would try to prove.
Yeah.
See, that's how many is that? 16. All right. Let's go to the next one. 17. Proving it. Nah, didn't mean I had to do anything physical with them, but I'd say some things.
Brother, yeah. You get them to laugh, and that's it, brother. If they're laughing at your jokes, they like you.
So see. Yeah. Does that mean that I'm the most charming, best looking person in the entire world? I don't know, Jeff. I don't know that part. I don't think about all those things.
Well, we're not surveying the world here, brother. We're surveying our own selves.
This is what I believe.
Yeah.
This is what I believe. So belief is a very, very intense thing. However, we cannot just go around saying, I believe that. I believe that. Are you going to make it to work on time tomorrow? I believe so. No, you don't believe so.
You feel like maybe you might.
There's a possibility.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you probably won't.
Yeah.
Because if you believe, all you would say is yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there on time, God willing. And so on and so forth. All right, so now that we understand what belief is, brother, let's do this rich thing, because that's what a lot of people want.
I want to be rich.
As a matter of fact, man, this is crazy, brother, because my wife and I was talking about something pretty personal.
All right. Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna share that.
All right.
Her and I were talking about.
Yeah, that's cool. Heal, but okay, whatever.
Brother, I've been able to, and obviously my fellow elephants, our mental elephantes, man, this is stuff that legally I can't not say, but I will share it with you guys when it's legal to share.
All right.
I promise. There's some things that if I say and then y'all go and take it, y'all can sue me. If y'all take it and say, you said, right? If y'all don't believe like I believe, y'all will sue me because you believe that the law will take my money from me.
Yeah.
But this is big time stuff that I believe, Jeff. I believe, man. And I still believe. And there's something about me that I believe I could change.
Yeah. Right on.
And the thing makes men smile like this.
That's how they smile.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's amazed by how my level of belief, Jared. I believe, man. I don't care. That's what I believe. And for her to be able to see how much my belief has done for me, brother, she's amazed by it, brother. And so but I've been doing something about it. No matter what, it doesn't matter what anybody says, but it doesn't matter what the scientists say. It doesn't matter what modern medicine says. None of that stuff matters to me, brother. I learn, study, apply, and then got results, and still getting results. So I encourage everyone, man, don't believe what everybody else says. Believe what you say, and then say what you believe, and then get behind that, man. What else are you gonna do? Just gonna say stuff like, I believe I could have been in the NBA. No, you don't. You would have been there, man.
Yeah.
You would have done what you did. To get in the NBA, and you wouldn't have to say I could have been in the NBA. I believe so. You wouldn't have to say that.
Yeah. I mean, outside of unless you're just lazy. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, if you might believe, but you're just lazy. That because you have to admit laziness at that point.
But what do lazy people believe? Don't they believe life is better without doing a lot?
Yeah.
That's what they believe, right?
That's what they believe. Yeah. There might be a little bit of it's not so bad if I don't do that.
Yeah.
It won't be that bad if I don't do it. A little bit of that.
Yeah.
Bad if I show up to work late or call in today. It won't be so bad. Yep. But then it adds up. And then you lose your job or whatever. You know what I mean?
And now you gotta live with that truth.
Yep.
I encourage y'all, man. Figure out what you believe. Let it be one thing then. Start there.
Yeah.
Something that you care about, that you desire, that you love.
Mm-hmm.
Something that you're persuaded of. You believe in God, you do good. The devils, they believe in God and tremble. Right? You believe in one God. That's that's it's good. But do you do the things that He tells you to do? Do you put actual? Oh, let me. Since I believe, let me make sure that I'm doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're trembling. Because they believe and they're trembling.
Right.
What are you doing about it? Yeah. That's a good point.
Right. Let me make sure, because I know this God that I believe in doesn't like this. So let me make sure. Let me put some effort behind not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know He actually likes this, so let me put some effort into making sure I do that. If you believe you can change your life, if you believe it, if you are persuaded, if we have persuaded you, you can change your life. If you love what we're saying, man, I love what y'all are saying. You've internalized it. Then next time we look up, we should see, man.